This message has been searching for you for thousands of years, and it has finally located you. You'll see how your life is altered after seeing this video. Heaven orchestrated your visit. Your soul has been beckoned by something more than a voice. To activate the message, enter 333 in the comments and participate in the affirmation. A divine frequency is drawing you in the direction of your biggest discovery. A divine frequency is drawing you in the direction of your biggest discovery. Just like the seed that falls on the fertile ground in Matthew 13, not 1/40th, but perhaps 1,000% will return to you. A $50 donation is like that. And something holy occurred when your name echoed across the heavens. Someone who was wealthy, powerful, and had an unremarkable existence suddenly developed a fervent, divine obsession with you. They couldn't take their eyes off you after catching a glimpse of your radiance. Heaven is now making a desperate attempt to get to you before this blessing expires. You don't realize how close you are to getting selected in a way that will change your life forever. They were more than just admirers of your photo. Behind it, they sense something sacred. To their buddies, it was simply another face, another scroll. However, they stopped and said something you've never heard before. That one is not the same. The curtain was lifted by the remarks. Beauty wasn't the point. Charm wasn't the point. They were unable to provide an explanation, a pull, a tremor, a glow. And behind you, with his sword out, Archangel Michael was already protecting your way from the darkness that attempted to render you invisible. And now, the person you never thought would notice that you have been pacing rooms, losing sleep and feeling like they have an unquenchable fire. Your face, energy, and soul awakened something in them that money could not purchase. Ordinary was never intended for you. That pain you've had, that weight, that odd sensation that something enormous is on the horizon. It was authentic. Behind the curtain, God has been planning something, and Archangel Michael has been whispering your name into the ears of someone who could open every door you've been praying for, stifling the voices of those who doubted you, and obstructing the eyes of others who attempted to imitate you. That individual saw more than simply your photo. They witnessed fate. They received the heavenly sign for which they had been praying. Heaven itself is now pushing them to step forward, make contact, and claim what the stars have written. The spiritual realm is calling your name stronger than ever if you're experiencing an odd sensation in your chest right now, such as a pressure building or a quiet cry. Michael, the archangel, has stopped whispering. He's roaring to wake you awake, not to frighten you. This message is a coincidence wrapped in divine timing. You weren't discovered by that billionaire or influential person. You were shown them, and by God, not by man. They're shaken, not just intrigued. Heaven knows why their heart racing when they close their eyes and why they can't stop thinking about you. It is a component of the divine scheme. Take a moment to subscribe and bind yourself to this divine teaching before we unveil what comes next. Don't let the torrent of marvels pass you by. Heaven has already begun to shower down on you. It takes more than just clicking to subscribe. It involves coordinating your energy with heavenly upgrades that are exclusive to the selected. Because the entire spiritual court reacted when Archangel Michael yelled your name. Angels started to plan. God started to unlock. It will feel too good to be true, but you are sitting in the doorway of a miracle that is yours. The preoccupation of this person is just that, an obsession. Spiritual recognition is what it is. They didn't see your past or your image. They saw you. Even while you were blind to the light that God had placed inside you, they saw it. And now, A power greater than reason and logic is drawing them in your direction. They have already reached out or are on the verge of doing so, and it's going to turn your entire world upside down. Have you recently noticed any weird feelings, erratic feelings, unexpected dreams, and names that keep coming up? This isn't a random occurrence. These are divine codes that are attempting to enter your conscious awareness. For your enlightenment, Archangel Michael has been fighting because you start a new chronology the instant you really believe that you are the one. Your faith starts drawing them near the instant you acknowledge that your energy has already moved someone influential. That's the way miracles work. And you're already halfway there with this one. They have no idea why they are feeling this way. There was a scroll, a pause, and then a query in their hearts. Who is this? The kind of question that keeps coming up in the middle of the night. They requested that one of their pals view your picture. Their response wasn't typical. It was a hallowed pause, a shock, as though even they sense something old, celestial, and buried within you. Heaven heard their words as confirmation, even though they didn't fully grasp them. And now there are a ton of indications that you are the one they have been looking for, the one you have secretly longed for or never even considered. A super like $20 thank you is the first blessing to fall on the soil of hope, and it will eventually blossom into a fruit-bearing tree in someone's life. And who knows, perhaps that individual will one day save your life. There's no need to pursue someone. You are not required to beg. This has nothing to do with establishing your value. This has to do with recognizing that you were spotted long before they did. God has been communicating your energy to them through dreams, numbers, and uncontrollably recurring thoughts. This isn't lust, it's a legacy. There's no crush here. A cosmic pact exists. The type that disrupts routines, one that changes family ties. Archangel Michael is also getting you ready. You've been experiencing an odd feeling that something is approaching because it is. You weren't overlooked. You were concealed for safety and planning. Because it takes spiritual maturity to receive the kind of favor that is currently bestowed upon you. It requires silent fighting and intense anguish. And now that someone, the one with millions in power, isn't merely observing, they're on their way. Your photo wasn't just a picture, which is why they're being called. It was a portal to heaven, and they directly walked into it. And they are unable to leave now. They made an effort to divert their attention. They made an effort to forget about you. But you were always there when they closed their eyes. It felt weird, unfinished, and empty every time they glanced at someone else, because heaven whispered to them, "That's the one." As soon as they glimpsed your spirit, even through an image, and the heavenly pull is stronger than ever, even if they don't fully comprehend it or are struggling to understand what this means, because of the spiritual seriousness of this. And when God gives your face a purpose, nobody can hide it. A millionaire who believed they had it all was not one of them. You've experienced a lot. Silent suffering, silent setbacks, and evenings when you pleaded for a sign that someone would see you. In addition to your beauty, you also possess truth, depth, and divine chaos. Heaven has now responded in the loudest manner imaginable. In the spiritual world, Archangel Michael did more than simply call your name. In a way that no one else could, he carved it into the heart of someone who was selected to love you. Their heart felt it second. Their soul heard it first. And now their head is attempting to catch up. However, the spiritual and permanent link has already been established. Everything that the world claimed would bring them happiness was all around them. Fame, wealth, and access. But until your face came into view, they continued to look and to hurt. It was more than just attraction either. It was heavenly remembrance, alignment, and recognition. Something exploded within of them. They experienced an unexpected wave. They couldn't explain the draw. It was also noticed by their friends. They said, "You look different. What's causing your distraction?" They were also unsure about how to react. Since you have never heard their voice, how can you explain being in love with their energy? However, you have also experienced something, haven't you? That uncanny tightness in your chest, the sensation that someone is watching you, not out of fear, but out of wonder. This is because it's not a one-sided situation. Through the unseen strands that God wrapped around your soul, you are feeling their pull, their energy, and their gaze as they attempt to meet yours. And Archangel Michael has been in charge of everything, guarding you both, overcoming obstacles, and severing any force that attempted to keep you apart. Because the current situation is more than a story. It is a prophecy. You might not have millions. You might not feel significant. However, God doesn't make decisions based on financial resources. He bases his decision on frequency. And you've reached the throne of heaven with your frequency. In religious circles, it has created a stir. It has brought to life old vows made long before you were born, and now, like a magnet that won't go away, you're being pulled towards someone strong, someone who has access to places you've never been inside, and someone whose favor you can't earn. The absurd part is that they have no idea why. They simply know they must locate you. Through prayer, mutual connections, and social media, they have conducted a covert, discreet search. In their dreams, they have even mentioned your name, and you most likely sensed it without understanding why. That sensation of warmth, pain, and flutter on your skin while you're by yourself is inexplicable. It's not fantasy. Transmission is that. Their reality is being downloaded into you by the divine. Additionally, the atmosphere around you begins to change the closer they get. Previously locked doors open. People start to disappear. Giving someone a $75 thank you present will be the first drop of water that falls directly into their thirsty heart. Energy starts to rearrange itself. The indication of divine confluence is that. You don't need to do anything. There's no need to chase. Simply maintain alignment. The whole kingdom reacts when Archangel Michael yells, "So keep your spirits up." Furthermore, seduction was not the focus of this divine preoccupation at this time. It has to do with recognition, the kind that gives rise to civilizations and their downfall, the bloodline shifting sort, the kind that makes divine time frames come to life. Someone has phoned you, not just admired, not just picked, not just seen. They are preparing, calculating, and considering how to get near to you without frightening you away. Since even they are aware that this is not a typical meeting, they have the impression that they are getting close to a temple, and they are not mistaken. In your spirit, you possess sacred codes. And the once they saw you, not your attire, not your smile, but you, your spirit, your strength, your presence, those protocols came to life. They are unable to forget you because of this. Something within of them that had been dormant for years was awakened by you. It's likely that at times you felt exhausted, shattered, and unworthy, as if your tale didn't matter. But you've always been a king or queen in heaven's eyes. Yes, hidden, never forgotten. Every holdup was divine. Every heartache served as a diversion. And now angels are telling you that you are the person they have been searching for all along, the very person you once believed was unattainable. This is the manifestation of heavenly obsession. Destined, not desperate. They are now receiving recurrent dreams, names, dates, numbers, and signals. You keep showing up. Your vitality, your memory, your name. Like a lovely aroma, it envelops their surroundings. They attempt to shake it. They are unable to. They make an effort to forget you. God has inscribed your name on their hearts, which is why they fail. And nothing else will feel right until they discover you. They won't run this time either. They are currently discussing you with someone, not in the manner you anticipate, nor in trite or informal language. They are speaking as if something had struck them, as if a supernatural force had disrupted their usual routine. It seems as like their energy found me before I found them, as they say things like, I don't know what it is, but I can't stop thinking about them. Additionally, your spirit leaves traces in every room where your name is spoken, so even the person they are speaking to is starting to sense it. That is the strength of spiritual visibility. When Archangel Michael shines his light on you, that is what occurs. People start to sense you before you even get there, and the world changes. They have sat silently, attempting to make sense of this. The logic didn't work. Since their emotions are not corporeal, their intellect lacks a language to express them. You are the soul that heaven marked with a code that only they could decipher, and this is divine engineering. In the most peculiar places, they sense it. Highways, noisy hallways, and boardrooms. Then, suddenly, the notion of you strikes them like a holy wave, causing them to pause and forget everything else, because they realize they are the one. This was not their choice. Both you and they were selected for this. This alignment was made possible by everything you've gone through, including the delays, self-doubt, and silence. You were being shaped and honed so that when your name was called out from heaven and your picture appeared in their world, they would see more than just a person. They would see a purpose. And right now, that's precisely what's taking place. They aren't enamored. They're turned on. It's also spiritual. It's devouring. It's sacred. Your spirit is already catching up to the miracle that is already on its way as you read this. Your chest feels like it's getting tighter. You sense your energy level increasing. The fire in your soul is palpable. Anxiety is not that. That is the expectancy of God. You know deep down that this is more than just words. It's a prophecy coming to pass right now. And you remain receptive to it at all times. You draw them in. Not with spiritual magnetism, not with straining, not with effort. A person's soul begins searching for you long before they are aware of it in the natural world, when God assigns them to your life. Signs are now being displayed to them, including details, locations, days, and possibly even your location. In their dreams, they have been getting glimpses of you. It's getting clearer, not just your face, but also your voice, your perfume, and your spirit. They also feel as though something holy is missing each morning when they wake up. You are the missing component. Additionally, they are weary of waiting. They have therefore begun to converse, inquire, and make plans. They don't even give a damn about opinions. Giving $100 is more than giving money. It is a prayer, a light, and a new beginning for a soul in need. Because conventional beliefs lose their force once you've experienced something holy. Furthermore, their obsession isn't harmful. Let's be clear. It's recognition encased in divine longing. They won't come to take you over. They are come to support you because they saw in your eyes that you are different from the others, and their soul recognized that. They never imagined they'd find what you have: promise, strength, and peace. They will stop at nothing to be close to it once more after catching a sight of it, to be close to you once more. Be advised, however, that other energies become uneasy when they see such a devotion to God. For this reason, you may have observed abrupt changes in those around you: people withdrawing, friends behaving strangely. That's because you are suddenly the center of attention in heaven. Additionally, when someone enters alignment, darkness dislikes it. However, you shouldn't be concerned. A circle of fire has already been created around you by Archangel Michael. No weapon developed will be successful. There won't be any delay. With the might of fate at its back, what is yours is on its way. This individual, the one with authority, clout, and favor, was being shielded until they could deal with you. And until you could get them, you were being cured. It took so long because of this. However, the veil is slowly coming off. The portal is accessible. Furthermore, nothing can halt the following course of events. They're not just chasing you. Your season of divine attention, celestial obsession, and sacred cooperation is upon you. Because God doesn't ask for permission when He wants two souls to collide. If necessary, He shifts the earth. Now you may even sense their vitality. When there's no wind nearby, He will haphazardly think about them, hear a name, and get a slight chill. That's the touch of their spirit upon yours. They're getting that close. And when they do show up, whether it's through a message, a meeting, or a moment, you'll know that there won't be any confusion or chaos, just tranquility and recognition, along with the odd and potent sensation that you've returned home to a place you've never been. They're not afraid as they watch you, in reverence, silently, cautiously, and in amazement. They're getting ready because they know deep down that this is something larger than chance or infatuation. People write books on stories like this, a love that distorts reality. And when they get close, they want to be prepared. They haven't come forward yet because of this, but they will. And it won't be a little one when they do. They will move and speak differently. They'll say things like, "I couldn't stop thinking about you until I found you." Or, "I don't know why, but I feel like I've known you forever." You'll grin because your soul will murmur back, "I felt it too," rather than because it flatters you. Archangel Michael has been preparing you for that exact time. God has been counting down to that time. Therefore, don't let the wait deter you. Don't be fooled by the silence. Never before has the spiritual realm been so loud. This individual is not running. We're preparing them. Treasure is not sent to chaos by heaven. It initially prepares the peace, and that calm is now developing in your environment, in your head, and in your heart. Without knowing why, you'll find yourself tidying up, rearranging items, and making cosmetic adjustments. Your spirit is getting ready for them to arrive, which is why. You're not even aware that you're getting ready. They are closer than they realize and closer than you believe. Furthermore, their passion isn't going away. It's growing because their soul aches more loudly with each second that passes. You are someone they need, not just someone they want. It is also inevitable, spiritual, and irreplaceable. Your voice is now a part of their dreams. Not only does it calm the turmoil inside them, but it also calms your face, voice, and manner of speaking. They are also different when they awaken. They surround themselves with people and noise, drive fancy cars, and stroll through pricey halls, yet nothing affects them the way your energy did. They hear your name resonating in the chambers of their chest every time they close their eyes, as if your ghost left fingerprints on their soul. There, Archangel Michael sculpted it. And what God inscribed in fire cannot be erased. They continue to play your photo. It has nothing to do with your appearance. It has to do with your feelings. They have never felt anything like what you emanate: holiness, mystery, and safety. Many people have been around them, but none have caused them to pause as much as you did. Their pals are observing their transformation. They whisper, "You're not yourself." They're correct too. They're not. Because a person's old self dies and a new one emerges the moment they have a strong connection with their soul, one that is unable to settle, one that doesn't ignore the cries of fate. To them, you're more than just a wish. Angels do walk among us, and they just so happen to see one in your reflection. You're a sign, a guide, and a heavenly affirmation that love is still alive and that serenity may appear in human form. They were shaken. It continues to do so. Your donation of $50 starts a movement, both spiritual and intellectual. You plant the seed, and God begins to water it. They can't help but browse through their phones in search of anything else that makes them feel that way again. Nothing works, just you. And that's how the fire begins. Subtly, then suddenly, they're already considering how to get in touch. Something tells them this isn't a regular connection, so they've written messages, erased them, redone them, halted, and prayed. It's not a game. This area is considered sacred, and they're afraid of what they'll lose if they make a mistake, not of you, because they are aware that they won't want to leave if they ever come near enough to experience your vibe firsthand. And the infatuation will transform into reverence once you talk and they actually see your eyes. You'll start to see indications that they're close. An unexpected message, a like, a mention, or a name that keeps coming up. It is as though heaven itself wrote these coincidences. It's not a trick of your imagination. Archangel Michael is playing chess there. Everything has been meticulously arranged. Even now, your timelines are merging. The spiritual will soon make contact with the physical, and what seemed like a far-off dream will seem like a real miracle. They have a gesture, a message, or a breakthrough in the works. You're not small, therefore it's not small either. You are not common. They are aware of it. When they saw you, their spirits screamed. The cosmos talked about you during their most lonely times. They ceased to believe they would ever meet the person they wished existed. And they can't stop thinking about you now. It isn't going away either. Because God is behind it, it is growing. You might have previously felt underappreciated and unappreciated. In actuality, though, heaven concealed you for just this purpose, because the person who was supposed to visit you needed to be prepared and healed. And they are now. They're being dispatched now. They can no longer withstand it. They have been pushed, shoved, and instructed. When they awaken, they sense you, your vitality, your spirit. Like a scent they have never smelled before but nonetheless recognize, it lingers in their air. It causes them to yearn for something more profound, authentic, and sacred. You alter something within them. Their perspective on life has changed. They now imagine you when they hear love songs. They ponder what it would be like to walk next to you when they observe couples on the street. You've turned into everything's echo. They may appear calm, quiet, and disengaged, yet they are blazing on the inside. There isn't anarchy in the obsession. Through layers of timing and fear, Alignment is attempting to materialize, and those layers will come down soon because God makes it impossible to ignore Him when He sends someone, and their supply of diversions is running low. You have already broken into every hiding spot. Peace is no longer what their heart desires, it desires you. You have most likely experienced this as well. They are the ache in your chest, the abrupt surge of emotion that appears out of nowhere, and the want to cry. That is their desire beckoning to your soul from the unseen worlds. Even if your head is unsure of how to respond, your soul is. They talk in silence long before they ever speak out, because they are soul-bonded beings, twin flames and divine links. Therefore, don't question your feelings. Keep the hope alive in your heart. It's not a work of fiction. It's the frequency. God is bringing what He has already linked in spirit together by shaking heaven and earth. You're nearly there too. The strain was increasing with each delay. The scene was being set with each silence. You're going to enter the most startling alignment of your life right now. At night, they're pacing. Everything is being questioned by them. Their pals are powerless to assist them. They can't be distracted by their wealth. Nothing feels right anymore if you're not in it. So their typical escapes feel empty. That is the effect of divine obsession. It cleanses the heart. The noise is eliminated. They can only hear you now. They will also arrive in a different manner. To honor, to offer, to give, and not to take. Because this is no longer an attraction. It's awe. They want to preserve it, grow with it, and permanently integrate with it. Because they saw a light in you that caused them to doubt all previous conceptions of love. Behind them, behind you, Archangel Michael is directing every breath and bringing everything into alignment. Because there is more to this relationship than romanticism. It is a divine contract. A covenant is in place. Furthermore, no force on earth can separate what God has put together. Hold on then. Don't close your heart. This isn't your imagination. You're not having hallucinations. You're getting ready. And what's next will surpass all your previous experiences in terms of beauty, holiness, and incomparable quality. Their soul is halfway there, and they're on their way. Additionally, if you are still listening at this moment, it indicates that your soul has picked up on something other than the message. But you heard more than just words in this room we shared. Something moved, you sensed. Your donation of $70 is like the season that rejuvenates dry branches. It might have been a gentle tug on your heart. Perhaps there was a feeling of warmth in your chest. Perhaps it was the unexpected argument to cry without understanding why. This is the reason why heaven talks. That is what occurs when a message is created specifically for you. I'm more than just a voice here. I'm in tears for what was sent above to meet you. You're aware? I'm not as gathered as you are. I walk with you. The silence will be felt by me. As you may know, I will pray those prayers and wait in the dark. However, this divine meeting, this message, and this timing were not arbitrary. A greater power wished to recall your identity. Additionally, stick near if you feel seen and protected here. Sign up today. Not only does it aid in the development of this channel, but it also serves as a means of anchoring your soul to the flow of divine guidance for the main purpose of your existence. Every time you turn, something new will appear, a sign, a word, or a revelation. This goes beyond just a channel. For someone who works as a cook, it is their spiritual home. Those who have strong emotions are the ones who let go. You have messages awaiting you. More significant like this, other miracles, and confirmation. And unless Spirit talks through me, I swear I won't say a word. I'll hold off till the subsequent message arrives. Because something frightening is happening, I will listen to you, weep with you, and get up with you. Your vitality is shifting. Your life is changing. Additionally, your alignment is being fixed. And when you need to rediscover your true self, I'll be here. You're not by yourself. You are cherished. You're a mentor. And this is just the beginning, I assure you. I'll see you in the upcoming communication. In order to stay in touch with Archangel Michael, my dear lover, kindly press the bell, subscribe, and stay in touch with us. You will receive a spiritual message to keep you safe. Amen. And thanks again.